Today I'm going to show you how to create an Overwatch-like health bar. There are a couple of different looks in Overwatch, but I will go by Soldier 76's health bar style. First, we're going to have to create the necessary icons to use them in Unreal. I will use PaintNet since it's free. First, let's create the health bar outlines. Create a new canvas and set the resolution as you wish. I will create one with a longer width. The bigger you set the resolution, the more memory you will take in your game, but it will also look better. We're going to delete the background later, so make sure not to create anything in the background layer. Soldier 76's health bar has 10 grids, so I will create 10 as well, but again, you can do exactly as you wish. 7 is a good size on the outline, but you can choose whatever you like. I like to create everything in separate layers, since it's easier to fix things if you make mistakes. Once you're finished, merge everything to one layer, except for the background. The lines in the middle are a little thicker, so I'm going to fix this. If you hold in Shift, you'll be able to make straight lines without any trouble. As a rule of thumb, whatever you make should be in the center, since if it's not, it may not be correctly aligned in Unreal. So center your images before exporting them. Make sure to save the image without a background and as a PNG. Now, let's create our character icon. I like to use 500 by 500 resolution, but again, feel free to use something else. Create a hexagon. Find or create an image of your character's upper body. I found this image on Google of the Unreal Engine 5 mannequin. I will copy and paste it into Paint. Again, make sure to do everything in separate layers, otherwise you won't have good control. I'll flip the image so it looks the same direction as Soldier 76. Here, you can get creative depending on your character's looks. I aim to have his head a little above the hexagon, so we kind of get like a 3D image effect. Remove everything that you don't want to have in the icon. Since my image didn't get the other arm, I'm going to be a bit creative and duplicate the arm and flip it. So we need the hexagon to be a layer over the character's image. But if we do this, we won't be able to fill the hexagon background. So to fix this, duplicate the hexagon layer, set the fill color, and put it behind the character. Remove the lines overlapping your character's face. Soldier also has some bigger lines around the hexagon, so I'll create this. Edit your image as much as you like. Once you're satisfied, make sure to remove the background, center everything, and export it as PNG. I'm going to remove everything and make the health box. Choose a font that is a little bit bold and increase the size of the text. Then type in plus. Create a square around it. Fill it. Move the plus icon above the square layer and then merge them together. Then remove the plus from the box. Design it as you wish and then export it. Create a similar type that looks empty and export this as well. Again, make sure that everything is exported as a PNG. Lastly, fill it completely and export. Now we have everything we need to move to Unreal Engine. Drag the images into Unreal. Create a new widget and add it into your game using Begin Play. Add a canvas panel and a text box. This text will represent our character's health. Make sure you set it to be a variable. Duplicate it and make it a little smaller than the health text. This will be our max health amount. I'll set these values to 250 since Soldier 76's health is also 250. Drag in an image and set it to be the character icon we created. Scale and place it correctly. Add a progress bar. Make it very small and thin and place it in between the text. Add another progress bar. This will be our health. Set the fill color. I like to set the fill to be around halfway. That way I can see how it looks full and empty. Add another image and set it to be the outline we created. Make sure to put it in front of the health bar by setting the Z order to be more than the health bar is. Scale it so that it fills the entire health bar. Set the background color of the health bar. Add another text. This will be our character or player's name. Add another progress bar. Make it thin, give it a color, and set it under the player's name. Set the fill to be 1. Now, add another image. This is going to be our cross icon. Set it to be the full one. Scale it accordingly, duplicate it, and set it to be the empty box. Move it beside the other cross. Now we have a decent looking Overwatch health bar. Let's create the necessary code. So we need to set the health text, the health bar, and the cross icon to work. Let's start with the health bar. You can create a bind event like most people do, but since this can be performance taxing, I'll show you a more efficient way to do it. Go to the event graph in the widget and create a float variable called health. Drag out the health bar variable and get a set % node. Since the % is from 0 to 1, we need to divide our health value by 100. Create a custom event. Add a float input. This will be our take damage event. So every time your character takes damage, we will call this event. Set the health variable to be 100 and connect everything the way I do. So we will subtract the input value with the health value and then set the health value. Go to your character's event graph and using the widget variable as reference, call the event we just created. For testing purposes, I will use the G keyboard button to take damage. Set the health bar % to 1. The health bar now takes damage correctly. Let's create an add health event as well. Since I want the health to fill up gradually like it does in the game, the code needs to be a little different. Essentially, we're going to fill it up little by little until it's full. And we'll check if the health is full and then we'll stop adding health. Now, call the add health event from your player. Works perfectly. Now we need to fix the health text so that it changes with the health bar. Drag out the text variable in the event graph and add a set text node, both at the add health and take damage events. So, since our health is above 100, in this case 250, we will need to adjust some values here. First, we need to change the health variable value to be 250. Then, instead of dividing by 100, we need to divide it by 250. Same thing in the add health. Remember to change the check to 250 as well. Now the health value and the health bar are synchronized. Lastly, to set the cross icon and screen effects, we will need to create 2 bool variables. One to check if our health is at max, and one to check if we're healing. Set healing to be true when the add health event is called. Set max health to true when health is full, and healing to false. Set the max health to be false when taking damage, and healing to false. Create a bind event for the cross icon and create 3 image variables. One for health full, one for health is not full, and one for when healing. Connect them the same way I do, using the booleans we made earlier. Set the images accordingly. On the healing icon, set the tint to be yellow, so we give the player a healing impression. The health bar is now complete. An optional step is to add some screen effects when taking damage and healing. Just use some borders or images, set them to hidden, and then set the visibility to visible when taking damage and when healing. Thanks for watching.